Morning everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today is a particularly exciting day for me because I come mainly from the world of car audio, and that's always been my driving hobby since I was a kid, and I recently kind of got over into this segment here with the performance stuff, and I'm loving it. But I at my heart, I'm all about car audio. So today I'm finally gonna start the audio build on this car. So first things first, we're gonna start just with a very basic entry level that anybody can do. And in these cars, I've even heard of the guys with the Harman Kardon saying that system honestly doesn't even sound that good. I haven't got to hear one myself in person to know, but I can tell you that in my base model, it's not that great. It's lacking a whole lot of mid bass, and it has next to zero bass whatsoever. If you try to incorporate bass of any kind into this system, it gets very muddy, it's distorted, blown out. So we're gonna see if we can't rectify that today, and we're gonna do this in multiple stages, okay? So we're gonna have like a very entry level, beginner friendly that anybody can do that's gonna make this sound way better. And then we're just gonna kind of keep pumping this up as we go along. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna change out the front door speakers today, okay? And so what I have here is through DD Audio. Awesome company, I've used them for years. I believe that they're probably second to none as far as car audio quality is concerned. They do a great job, and they took good care of me on this. I've worked with them for many years. So we're gonna do an entire DD setup in this car. And I'm specifically, I could have went with any of their tiers or any of their lines. I specifically went with the Redline Series. And I went with the Redline Series because, again, it's very entry level. Anybody can do this. Anybody can afford this with, you know, set back a little bit of money and buy these pieces at a time. And they're not garbage entry level. You know, you're going to wind up getting, you know, you can get cheaper brands, but you're going to get a really cheap product. This is their entry level, but I assure you it sounds amazing, and they're going to do more than what you need. So we're going to start with that. So these are their Redline Series 6x9s, all right? They're rated at 65 to 225 watts per speaker. So the head unit, I honestly don't even know what this head unit outputs. I'll see what I can find, and if I can, I'll throw something up in one of these corners that tells what the factory head unit outputs, but that's not going to be a concern because that's going to be a step that we're going to rectify later. So what we need to do is we need to start by getting these door panels off, okay? And these are very simple door panels. In one of my previous episodes with the lighting, it come with this plastic spudger. We're actually going to use that spudger again to try to get this panel off here. If you don't have a spudger, you can use just a regular flathead screwdriver, will work plenty fine. So behind this door handle, there is a little plastic piece, okay? And you're going to get wedge that spudger behind that plastic piece, and it should, there we go. It'll pop out onto the ground like that. And behind it, you'll find a Phillips head screwdriver. But there's also one more down here in the door handle itself. There's a little tiny square. And same thing, you can just get that spudger up underneath there. And we may wind up having to get a flathead screwdriver because this spudger's not, there it is, yeah. So that pops up. It doesn't come out. The little tab does not come out. And I'm going to use my impact just to make my life easier, but you can do this with a flathead screwdriver. It'll all work the same. So we're going to take these two screws out, set it over to the side. And then up here, this corner, you're going to want to start from the bottom side and pull bottom or top, preferably the bottom. You pop the bottom out and then the top slides off, but this corner piece will come out. And then that's holding that segment on. We should now be able to get up underneath a corner of one of these panels. So you just kind of wedge your finger up underneath one of the corners. So what I found is this corner here with the speaker works the best. If you want, you can use the spudger to kind of get up underneath it just a little bit, and then you can pull it. And the whole panel just pop off slowly, okay? You don't want to yank this around. But the panel will pop, and then eventually you'll have it to where it's just this top, and you lift straight up. Okay, the panel's gonna come off here to the side. I'll bring you in here a little bit closer, so hopefully you can see what I see. And what we're gonna need to do here is you're gonna see this right here, a pink and then a black one, okay? This goes to the lock and the handle. They're very simple. You just literally just underneath them and pull them up. They'll come up, and then you just unhook them from their slots, and out they come. And then you're gonna have two more right here. These wires go to the switches in the bottom, okay? There's no real easy way for me to try to show you this, but you just literally push a pin and then slide them down and out. And it's kind of hard for me to do this one-handed. I'm gonna set this down for just a second. That's the two clips right there that we wanted to get off, and they are located right here. You can see the two pins right there, or the two clips, okay? And that goes to the door switches. Okay, so now that we've got everything off here, we're gonna go ahead and get access to our speaker. I'll show you this here in just a minute, but this is a piece of crap, okay? I hate that they even put this in here. This whole slot is a 6x9, but this is all plastic. This is about the equivalent of like a 6 to maybe a 6.5, but about a 6-inch papered cone dome speaker. Like the whole cone is papered, and the dome is this like papered horn, and these are trash. So definitely need to get this replaced. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this clip, push the pin in, and then this should pop right out, and that goes to the speaker. And then we're gonna take, there's 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're gonna go ahead and take these out here real quick. All right, and this should pop right off. There we go. Oh my gosh, yes. This is, I don't even know. This weighs next to nothing. Look at the size of the magnet on this thing. The voice coil is probably, I don't even want to guess. This thing's so small. So anyways, this is what we are coming from, okay? That's what we're going to. You can see the side-by-side comparison just of the motor, the magnet and the motor alone. The spiders, everything on this is going to be way better. So it's going to handle the power a lot better. It's going to sound way crisper, okay? This is not going to be some cheap paper, and we're getting the full 6x9 out of this, okay? So this right here, trash, we're just going to get rid of that. It's not even a paperweight. It doesn't even weigh enough to be a paperweight. So obviously, this speaker is not going to go back into this slot, okay? So that's where we have this kit from Metra. It actually says Toyota multi-application, but it does fit this vehicle. I found this resource from another YouTuber. I'll link him to a video of his that he did. So I definitely need to give him a shout out for showing me this, making not only my life but everybody's life easier. So this is going to be the new plate that will mount up here. So one thing I found, I don't know if he addressed this in his video or not. These don't line up perfectly. Let's see if I can show you this. So on this side, the right-hand side right here, there we go. You can see it sticks out further. The way this is shaped, it's offset left to right, okay? So the one on the right has this little flare over on the side that this left side does not have. You see this flared step off? So once we line up these holes, when we line them up, you can see that it catches the bolts. right there, just a little tiny bit. So I'm gonna have to notch these, and then that way I can make this fit good and flush, okay? So give me just a second, I'll be right back. All right, we're back. You can see here where I've notched right there around the 2 bolt holes, and then that way everything else will line up perfect, okay? So if you use this kit, you will have to do that. It's no big deal, and it'll just make your life easier, okay? Okay, so next up, now that we've got this notched out, we're gonna drop our speaker into this slot. The bolt holes for your specific speaker may not line up dead on perfect. If it doesn't, you can drill them slightly, not the end of the world. And there you have it. So now you've got a new upgraded drop-in for this, okay? So this will just now drop right back in the factory spot, but we have this factory plug that we need to adapt to this. So for that, we have these. It says for Toyota, it comes with a 2-pack. I'll leave a link in the description for all of these parts, but it says it's for Toyota, but as you can see here, it snaps right in and works just perfect, okay? So what we're gonna do with this is right here on this side, there's a little tiny hole, and we're gonna fit these wires through that tiny hole, okay? And that way this leaves the harness out to connect to here, but then we can bring this around to the front, or the back side, I'm sorry, and connect it. So white is going to be your positive, which you can't really mess these up, but the white is to the positive. It's a bigger plug, and the bigger plug matches the bigger terminal. So we just kind of wiggle that and snap it on. And then the black is the negative, which it's a smaller one, and it matches the smaller terminal. And there you have it. And now those are up and out of the way, plugged in, and this harness is now routed through the front side, okay? We're gonna screw this back in with our factory screws that we took out earlier, okay? This harness that we have routed out to the side, we're just gonna take and connect it up to the factory plug, and that's that, guys. Okay, so to put the door panel back on, we're just going to reverse everything that we did earlier. So we're going to start with the harness here for the switches. We're going to plug the harnesses up, then we're going to connect the door lock and door handle, and then put everything back on. Panel is now snapped back on. We'll take our piece that we took off over here, try to hook it up underneath the top first, and then snap this bottom side in. And then we should have just a couple of screws left, just the 2. So we'll now take this last little panel here that covers this inside. You'll just kind of push it to the inside here, and it should snap. There we go, right into place. And that's it, guys. Door handle's now working, so we'll turn the key on here and make sure that it's working good. It's gonna be extremely hard to tell on, you know, your end, but I'll be able to tell on my end for you and kind of let you know here. So I'm gonna play some royalty-free music here real quick, and that way we don't get flagged, and we'll see how it sounds. Wow. So yeah, that's a huge difference. There's a lot more pronounced lower end. The mid bass is there a heck of a lot more. It's still, I mean, it's not a subwoofer, obviously, so it's gonna lack the low lows, but it's definitely a lot more pronounced than it was before. And I'm still using the same EQ settings that I had before, so maybe we can kind of play around with those a little bit and draw a little bit more out of it. Before we take off, make sure to check out DD Audio, guys. If you need any audio related accessories of any kind, they have everything from speaker wire, you know, your power cabling, door speakers, tweeters, amplifiers, crossovers, line out converters, everything that you're going to possibly need, component sets. they're gonna have it all, guys. And they take great care of me out there. They've been an industry leader for as long as I've been in this business. They've been one of the #1 named companies in the audio industry. So be sure to show them some love and at least go check their site out. And hopefully they can sell you some good products like what I've got here. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them down here in the comments, and I'll answer everything I possibly can. I try to respond to every single comment, good or bad. I try to respond to every single comment because I'm here for you guys. So if there's anything I can help with, feel free to ask. I'll leave the link to the wire harnesses, the adapter rings, and the speakers. I'll leave links for all of that down in the description below, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.